Hello, my name is Corey Quicken, and this is my lab report 3. So the first illustration we'll look at is the skin. So we have the epidermis, which is the layer on the top layer, which is all these circles here. So the different layers of the epidermis. So we'll have the stratus corneum, which is these 4 layers of circles on top here without the nucleus in them. And then we have the stratum lucidum, which is denoted by 2 rows of circles. Then the next one we have is stratum granulosum, which is this area in here. And then we have stratum spinosum, which is again the next 2 rows. And as you can see, some of them have central nucleuses, some of them don't. So the ones that do are the keratinocytes. So like this guy here and this guy here. And then we moved down to the last one, which is the stratum basale. So it's these guys all in here. And you can also see that there's a melanocyte right in here. Move on to the next layer, which is the dermis, which is this whole area right here. I denoted a line in between the 2 layers just for illustration purposes, but you'll have the papillary layer on top, and then you also have the reticular layer down here. You can see there's blood vessels throughout, so you have your arteries here and your veins here. And then next we'll move down to the hypodermis layer. You can see your fatty tissues there. And then we also have a basic sweat gland coming through here. So the next one we have is your bone layer. And you can see the central canal right here has your vein, your artery, your nerve in here. And then this is your complete osteon, which also has its concentric laminae coming out. So I just drew 3 out there. So there's 3 different ones in here. And then covering up the central or the concentric laminae, you have your circumferential laminae. So these are going around the entire bone here, as you can see here. These are the inner layers of it. On the outside is the periosteum. Hopefully, you know my drawing there. And then talked about the vein, the arteries, and nerves already. So I drew these little individual black dots. I actually drew a more like, I don't know, microscope to look in there. So you have your lacunae, which is the space. You'll have your osteocyte, which I drew with the blue and red. And then the different little spouts coming off it, or little tubes I should say, are your canaliculi. All right. And moving on to my favorite friend here. So first one we'll look at the cervical vertebrae, which is back here. He's got 7 central vertebrae. His diaphragm will lie in the ribs down here, this area. The external abdominal oblique muscle will usually be on the side here, on either side. Frontal bone will be on the top. The hyoid bone is going to be right in here, right above where like the thyroid would be. The lumbar vertebrae come around back, so his lumbar vertebrae will be down here. There's 5 of those. Mandible, it's going to be mandible. The maxilla is here. Nasal bone, his nose. The occipital portion is back here. Parietal, this is the side one. Rectus abdominis muscle is this area right in here. Sacrum and coccyx. So the sacrum will be down here and the coccyx will be down here. The sphenoid bone is this in here. The sternocleidomastoid muscle. It's gonna connect right here, go down to the collarbone. Sternum, right here. Temporal bone, it's up top here. Thoracic vertebrae. So we'll start about here, come down to here. So that's gonna have 12 in that. Trapezius muscle. It's so start about like mid back, goes up to the, starts mid back, goes up to here, comes over here. So it's this entire area, and that's on both sides. And the zygomatic bone is this bone right here.